Hey everyone, it's Stewart with Keller Williams Realty, Portland, Oregon home team. Hey, I just bombarded into Jon Kurahara's office today. He was so gracious to have me in, and I asked him if he'd be so kind to get on video and answer some questions and demystify some things that go on in our industry, and he was great to do that. So I'm going to ask Jon a question, and he's going to talk a little bit about what are some of the myths with financing. This is Jon Kurahara with Colbalt Home Mortgage. He's a fantastic loan officer, and I wanted him to share what he sees out there. So Jon, share with us a little bit about some things that you see a lot of our clients ask or think that is going on out there, myths, so to speak.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Ann. I appreciate the opportunity. The number one thing I hear from people is that they don't think they can get a loan. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest fears or probably reluctance that I come across is people just don't think that they're eligible for a loan. And I can tell you, number one, that is totally false. Mm-hmm. I'm closing loans right now with either FHA or USDA that are doing 100% financing. You can do credit scores down to the 620 range, which is marginal credit. I just was working on a loan today that had a debt ratio that was over 50% that I got an underwriter approval from. So the underwriting guidelines do allow for financing. The media makes it sound like it's impossible to get a loan, and that's just not true. You don't need 20% down. USDA requires 0 down. FHA is 3.5% down. Conforming loans, you want to put about 5% down. The more you put down, the cheaper it is. But really, for example, on USDA, interest rates today are about 3.75, and that's with 0 down and really low.
Did you hear that? 3.75, folks. That's free money borrowing right there, in my opinion. I've been doing this 11 years. I've not seen these low interest rates. Yeah. So what else do you see?
Rates right now are historic lows. So the other thing I run into is credit. You don't have to have perfect credit to get a loan. For example, if you've had a bankruptcy or a short sale, mm-hmm. FHA will do a loan 2 years out of bankruptcy. Wow. And if you've had a short sale or foreclosure, you can get a loan after 3 years. Mm-hmm. On a conforming loan, in some cases, you can get a loan after 2 years if you're putting 20% down. So there are options out there if you've had
blemishes.
And then another one would be work history. You don't have to be in the same job for several years. They want to see that you have a 2-year work history and in a similar line of work, but you can change companies from one to the other. The one thing you want to watch is if you've changed the way you're getting paid. So if you're getting paid a salary in one job and you're supposed to be 100% commission, that's something that we would have to work through, but really they're just looking for a similar line of work.
Yeah. See, blemishes and work history, all those things that you think you can't get a loan for, you can. So anything else that you can think of?
The one thing I would say is pick up the phone and call me. Mm-hmm. In a matter of a few minutes, I can assess where you're at. I can give you options of things that you may need to work on if we can't get you a loan right now. But the first thing you need to do is call, and I can tell you where you're at.
How long does it normally take to find out from somebody? Somebody calls you. A lot of times people think it takes weeks to get approval. How long does it normally take from the time you start a conversation with somebody to the time you can issue an approval?
In a matter of about 5 or 10 minutes, I can walk through and get your basic information. With today's technology, I can pull your credit right there on the spot, and I can run it through an automated approval system, depending on the program that we're looking at, all in a matter of a few minutes. So within 10 minutes of your time, I've got your information, and give me another 10 or 15 minutes, and I can pull your credit, run an automated approval, and I can tell you exactly what the bank's going to require to get you a loan.
So same day, basically?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Okay. So don't be afraid to call Jon if you're interested in finding out what your loan situation looks like. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Jon's a fantastic lender who can really walk you through the process and determine, how to get you through the loan approval process painlessly. So thank you, Jon, so much. I appreciate your time.
All right, thanks, Ann.